Welcome back to the reality, guys. I'm your host, Billy Blinks, joined as always by my co-host Brian.
What's going on, everybody?
Yeah, we're back to talk Farmer Wants a Wife season 2. This is the reunion for season 2 USA season. Like and subscribe here, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, all at the reality, guys. All of our farmer coverage, Fox reality coverage, and all of our reality TV coverage. It's gonna be a really busy summer, guys. So make sure you're ready for the ride. Brian, I thought that they did a pretty good job here with their first reunion, at least on the US side. This was a pretty heavy retrospective, a lot of clips, a lot of kind of retelling the story of the season. So, frankly, if you hadn't watched a single episode of Farmers this season, you could get a pretty good gist of their relative journeys. All four farmers were there with the three who had made decisions to pick someone. And we also found out who was together and not together. So, Brian, off the top for you, as far as those who were together, not together, kind of what's your main takeaway?
I'm actually gonna say I thought this was average at best reunion. I, I'm obviously happy to hear what happened with the couples, like where they are. At least we got that information. I just thought we could have gotten a lot more. Spent so much time with recaps, like you said. Like as people who watch this show, and I think our viewers are these people, they know what's going on. We don't need to waste like 10 to 15 minutes on these recaps of
Yeah.
where these people are. Like I think this is probably one of the better fan bases that we cover a show on. Like I think they're pretty knowledgeable. They know what happened. They remember. So that's a disappointment for me. And I just wish Joy. Honestly, they needed to get Joy. I think not getting Joy there, it probably was on her end, but it was kind of a big miss. But I'm not going to blame it fully on them.
Yeah, look, I'm not calling for a super dramatic and conflict filled reunion. It's not what this show is. However, this season had a little bit more conflict, a little bit more snarkiness back and forth within the women. You mentioned Joy being at the center of a lot of those things. I thought it would have been appropriate to have some of those women there, especially when the fact that you had Ty, who didn't even have someone he chose. Now they did bring his two ladies back, and that was an interesting conversation.
That was
But
good.
there was no flame held to him. There was
No.
no animosity. It was all they all had good feelings, which I'm happy for. I'm glad that no one's harboring any ill will there. But I do think a reunion supposed to reflect the whole season, and that was a pretty big part of the season.
Yeah, I agree with that. I did. Speaking on like both, it would have been really nice if they at least brought back all of the final choices, like the final two. I think that would have been. But this is the first one, so if they're going to learn from this, I think for what they gave us the first time, it's good. But we watch a lot of reunions here, so our bar is a little higher. I think they can learn from this. I really do. Even maybe even make it a two-parter if they're going to get like down to some actual stuff.
I think, yeah, I think if we had more episodes like the Australian original series did, then I think a two-parter would totally be appropriate. But again, I just think that they did a pretty good job. I'm glad that they did one.
Yeah, right.
You
No, I
know,
agree.
that honestly, to be fair, the fact of putting the effort in and flying everyone out, that's a cost that Fox was willing to invest in for the viewers. So I definitely
Mhm,
appreciate that.
definitely.
I think, Brian, let's run down the couples and let's just update on their status.
So Nathan and Taylor, I think this is one of the ones that we were kind of 50-50 on because we didn't know, like, obviously they don't live in the same state.
Yeah.
She was kind of had her business in Texas. Like, where were they going to go? They're still together. So that would be the one that we were unsure of. I think the commenters were both kind of 50-50 as well. So it was nice to see that they are still together and they seem like they actually really like each other. And
They looked happy. Yeah,
yeah, I
they
thought
looked
they
like a
did.
legit couple. They didn't seem forced. So I was really, really happy to
Mhm.
see that.
Yeah, and I also love like when they're like sitting there, they almost like were trying too hard to like not show their hand. Like they're like
Yeah,
anytime a clip went
she
on, they
mentioned
like
that.
put on a face. Like they smiled. Like I remember Sydney at one point looked at a clip of her and Mitchell and she was smiling, and then as soon as it came out, she was like,
They tried. But Sydney's has a terrible poker face. That was very funny. I think if they had been broken up and she was sad, you would have been all over her face right away.
yeah,
We
I
didn't
agree. I
see
agree.
that. Speaking of them, obviously they're still together. We were very happy to see that they were the number one couple for us, and like I said, it seems like they are totally all vibes on the farm.
Yeah, we felt pretty confident about that. I think a few people in the comments were like unsure still, but those were the leaves in our clubhouse at least. Brandon and Grace. I mean, this one wasn't really shocking to us. Like,
He friend zoned her, man.
yeah, I don't know, man. Interesting.
Choice there.
It just, I don't know. I like, was he fully in on the show? I guess that's kind of where, because
Wasn't
like
his dad the one that kind of blew up his spot a little bit?
I think you might be right. I just don't
Never having
fully
like
remember.
barely having like one girlfriend in high school type thing. Like, right? Like,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that was him.
probably. It just, I don't know. And even like even when Reba came on and was like, I thought you would have realized the Joy stuff sooner. It's just like nothing really went his way. Not saying
Yeah,
that it was like fully all of his fault, but I just felt like just you felt a lot better about Nathan and Mitch. I felt like they were more like into actually finding somebody.
not the smoothest experience for him. So yeah, we wish all of them well. We had an opportunity to speak to a few of them. Would love to speak to any of the other farmers or the ladies out there. I know some of you guys
Definitely.
watch. We really appreciate it. So if anybody wants to come on, you can go and check out our other interview and see and ask the guys. I think they had a nice time with us. We didn't get a ton of time because it was one of those pressers, so we didn't get to kind of just sit back and chill. But I think we could have a good conversation if we weren't on a time constraint too.
So I know this wasn't on because we edited it out, but like when we were doing it, I called Mitchell Brandon by mistake. And dude, I think Mitchell actually lost to me. He looks like he lost weight from when basically when we were watching him on the show. Because I saw him here again today and I was like, is that actually Mitchell? Like I think he lost weight. Did you notice that? And I
Might
think
be
that's why I
working
got
hard,
tripped
man. I
up.
don't know. I didn't notice it, but to be fair, I wasn't looking for it. I could go back.
I think remember because I got tripped up when we were doing it, and like I'm usually pretty good with names, and I think I just based off of what I remember from. Sorry, I thought my kid was screaming. When we did that interview and then watching him through the season, but like if that's good for him. I don't know if that's true, but that's one thing I noticed today.
Yeah, I mean that's what's up. Um, Overall, Brian, a good season. I really do enjoy the show. We always call it a nice palate cleanser with
Mhm.
the ton of messy and drama filled shows that we watch. That being said, if you are into other reality TV shows or would like to dip your toe back into some other reality TV shows, look at our playlist or just go to the videos and just look at our most recent videos. We have a great variety of stuff we cover. If you have something you're interested in us covering and you either can't find it on our playlists or maybe we haven't done it, just comment, let us know, and we'll either point you to videos we've done or we're usually willing to go and watch something if somebody lets us know about something we didn't know about. So always open to that for sure. um like I said, everything is at the reality guys: TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. But for myself and Brian, until next season of Farmers, thank you so much for watching. Peace.